Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you will be updated on all my future content. So this live stream is going to focus on subtracting mixed numbers. Our first example problem is 2 and 11/12 minus 1 and 9/12. So I'm going to go through step by step how to solve that problem. So step 1, we subtract the whole numbers. So I'm going to break this down. So step 1, we subtract the whole numbers. So we take 2, take away 1. We're just subtracting the whole numbers to start. 2 minus 1 equals 1. Very simple. Now step 2, we subtract the fractions. So we have 11/12 minus 9/12. Now subtracting fractions is just like subtracting whole numbers. The only difference is whatever the denominator is it stays that stays the same. So for subtracting fractions, you subtract the numerators and the denominator stays the same. And that's for whenever you're subtracting fractions with like denominators. If you have different denominators, then it's completely different, but this is for subtracting fractions with like denominators. So 11 minus 9 equals 2. The denominator is 12 for both of these fractions, so the denominator is going to be 12 in our answer. So then step 3, simply we just put it together. So we have one whole and then we have 2 twelfths. So 2 and 11/12 minus 1 and 9/12 equals 1 and 2 twelfths. Now that 2 twelfths is not in lowest terms. That can be reduced to sixths. But as I've said in previous videos, the reducing fractions to lowest terms, I usually like to make that its own video. So we're going to leave that as is for the answer. All right, on to the next example problem. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. It's the Mr. C. It's the Mr. Camilleri show. Shout out to Mr. C. All right. Definitely need to buy some new erasable markers. All right, so 5 and 4/5 minus 2 and 1/5. So step 1, I'm actually going to write out the steps here. Step 1, we subtract the whole numbers. Let me erase the legibility matters. Legibility does matter. I'm trying to make this neat. So step 1 is we subtract the whole numbers. So for here we have 5 minus 2. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Step 2. We subtract the fractions. So 4/5 minus 1/5. And remember, subtracting fractions with like denominators is just like subtracting whole numbers, except the denominator, aka the bottom number, you keep that the same. So 4 minus 1 equals 3. Since our denominator is 5 for both of these fractions, it's going to be 5 in our answer. So 3 is our whole number. 3/5 is our fraction. So now we simply put it all together. So 5 and 4/5 minus 2 and 1/5 equals 3 and 3/5. All right, next example. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Please remember to hit the like button. It really helps the algorithm. All right, 8 and 5/7 minus 3 and 2/7. So for these next couple, I'm just going to do, I outlined the steps for these next two fractions. I'm just going to apply the steps a little bit more fluently. So step 1, subtract the whole numbers. 8 minus 3. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Step 2, subtract the fractions. 5/7 minus 2/7 equals 3/7. And we have our final answer. 8 and 7/5 minus 8 and 5/7. 8 and 5/7 minus 3 and 2/7 equals 5 and 3/7. All right, example number 4 now. I think we're probably going to do 5 examples here, and then we'll call it a video. 4 and 9/10 minus 2 and 4/10. Step 1, we subtract the whole numbers. 4 minus 2 equals 2. Step 2, we subtract the fractions. 9/10 minus 4/10 equals 5/10. And we have our final answer. 4 and 9/10 minus 2 and 4/10 equals 2 and 5/10. All right, next example. 7 and 2/3 minus 5 and 1/3. Step 1, we subtract the whole number. 7 minus 5 equals 2. Step 2, we subtract the fractions. 2/3 minus 1/3 equals 1/3. And we have our final answer. 7 and 2/3 minus 5 and 1/3 equals 2 and 1/3. All right, stay tuned for what will probably be the final example of the video. Eight and 3/4 minus 1 and 2/4. 8 minus 1 equals 7. 3/4 minus 2/4 equals 1/4. And we have our final answer. 8 and 3/4 minus 1 and 2/4 equals 7 and 1/4. All right, that is my video. That is my live stream for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of the video, and if there was an area of math or reading you're having difficulty with, put that in the comments, and I will do a future video on that skill. Until next time, this is Mr. Camilleri signing off.